What up, guys? Today is the last day we have to get this car finished up. Bobby gets off work in about 5 hours. In the meantime, we do have quite a bit of work to do. We have to get both front axles on, all the fluids filled for the engine, transmission, and transfer case. We have some intercooler piping and coolant piping, the intake right there, some inner fender stuff. And then over here we have a radiator, back there's an intercooler, and the front crash beam. Right now, let's go ahead and get all of the axles on. Some of the brake stuff is off as well. I know all the calipers are loose, so get all that set up. And then from there, I'm gonna move on to getting the oil cooler off of the abandoned car and throwing it on here. And guys, the reason I want to change this oil cooler out is because this one is probably full of metal shavings. It's a brand new motor and I don't wanna risk it. So we're at the point now to throw some CV axles in the car, and I completely forgot about this, but we actually had these inner clamps on the outer boots. These green ones right here are pretty loose and they were flinging grease out. I picked up 2 new clamps for both CV axles. I'm gonna go ahead and get those swapped out right now. Alright, both of the clamps are replaced. We should be good to go now. I'm pretty sure I said inner clamps on the outer boots. They were inner clamps on the inner boots. So this right here is the closest to the transfer and the tranny. All right, we got all of the brake stuff situated with the ABS. Actually, no, we do still have one ABS line to plug in, and this one is a pain in the butt to get to. Right now, I'm going to deal with the oil cooler situation. I can't move on with the radiator or intercooler or any of this stuff up front until I get the oil cooler situated. So this motor, when we got it, had some sort of oil pressure sender. Bobby doesn't have one in the car as of right now, maybe in the future. So we need to pull this plug out, this little adapter, and then replace it with an OEM plug. From there, I'm gonna rip off this oil cooler, throw it in the garbage because it's probably full of copper, and then go up to that car and seal that oil cooler. I'm gonna go clean these lines out with probably some brake cleaner or some gas. Oh, oops. Just in case there's anything inside of these lines. The whole oil cooler system is finished up. Let's move on to the front of this car. So the AC condenser, radiator, intercooler, intake, intercooler piping, the radiator support, all that stuff, all the wiring that we still have left, we can go ahead and slap on now. Alright guys, so right now we're just going through and adding all the fluids. Bobby gets off work in 45 minutes and then she's gonna run and pick me up a new microphone because that one I'm using is complete trash. So I just added the engine oil. Let's go do the coolant right now. We still have the transfer case and the transmission as well, and if I have enough gear oil here and the proper gear oil, I'm gonna do the rear diff as well, just because this car has been sitting for a while and Bobby is gonna drive this car obviously a lot, so I want to just get everything changed out and never worry about any of that crap. There is a full tank of old gas in this car, so it is going to take a minute to drain out. In the meantime, I think I'm going to continue filling up the transfer and then take a look at the rear diff, and we have to deal with the AYC bleeding as well, which I've never done before, so that'll be interesting to figure out. I may not be able to do it here. I might have to bring it to the dealer. I guess we'll see. All right, so the rear diff is full. Guys, remember if you are doing a rear diff, sick, thanks. Remember if you are doing a rear diff oil change on an Evo 10, there are two different chambers for two different oils. One takes the Diaqueen 90 weight gear oil, the other is the SP3, so make sure you guys don't get those mixed up. Bobby got my new mic, so yeah, let's put it on. All right, the new mic is on. It's actually a much cheaper mic, so let me know down in the comment section below if you can actually hear a difference. This one that we're running right now is the Video Mic Go. The other one I always run, but I keep having problems with, I've had multiple of them, and keep having problems with, is like 3 times as expensive, is the Video Mic Pro. So drop a comment down below, let me know if you actually hear a difference, because if you don't, I'm gonna stick with a cheap mic. It's like 60 bucks versus 300, so yeah, drop a comment down below. The next thing we need to do, and one of the last things, is Bobby is here, so she's gonna help me with this. We're gonna blow out the fuel line of the car, and then we can put some gas back in the fuel tank, put the fuel pump back on, and then I also still need to figure out the AYC system, like how to bleed it, if I can even bleed it here. I don't think it needs to be bled right now, just to start it up and drive it, because I know even if you have like a blown, Jesus, she rips.
I'm coming for you, Austin.
Why are you so fast?
Because you told me to hurry.
If you have a blown or a bad AYC pump, like they always happen on these Evo 10s, you can still drive the car. My half-wrap car had that problem, so I don't think we need to deal with that now. I'm going to do some research just to make sure I don't feel like destroying her transfer case. Should I destroy your transfer case?
Yeah.
You want me to?
Yeah.
Like my cute little mic?
Huh.
It's so little. It's 60 bucks versus
Here's
300.
that thing.
What's in your tooth?
Ham and cheese bagel.
You ready to blow out some lines?
Yes.
Are you good at blowing lines?
I've never seen an engine like this before. It's way nicer than all the other ones I've seen. It's just really clean.
Fuck yeah. So do you want to blow into this line, or do you want to...
Like I actually have to blow?
No, with the air compressor.
Oh.
Yeah, you can, you can hook up with your mouth.
No, thank you.
Or do you want to just direct a line down into your fuel tank?
I'd rather do that.
In the back?
Yeah.
Okay, so here, I'll show it to you. I don't know how much. Let me know if you see gas come out. Okay?
Okay. It's coming out. Ah!
What?
It's going on my finger.
Can I keep going?
Yeah.
Is it still coming?
Yep.
Still?
Do again. I think it's. Can I put my new taillights in today?
Maybe.
Please.
Don't you think we should get it running first?
I guess. That's because Rose is a big girl.
Yeah, there's maybe 2 gallons, so we should be able to make it to the gas station.
I wish I could always fill up my gas tank like this.
Why? Ah, my knee. I'm actually going to crank it over, yeah. That's a good idea. Without the fuel pump hooked up. Alright, so I put gas in the car, but I didn't put the fuel pump in yet or hook it up or anything. Right now, the ignition coils are off. They're unplugged. The crank sensor's unplugged. And Bobby is going to go ahead and crank this thing over. You want to send it?
I don't know what it means to do it.
Just get in the car and act like you're going to start it, okay? And you're going to hold the key for about 5 to 10 seconds each time. And what this is going to do is kind of get oil around.
I actually prefer if you did this.
No, you can do it, baby. I believe in you.
So I don't turn it over like I'm going to start it. I'm just going to...
Nothing. It's not going to start. Nothing's hooked up for it to start. Your fuel pump's not hooked up. Coils aren't hooked up. Crank sensor's unplugged. So this is the moment.
There's a tranny in there.
This is the moment of truth to see if I bent ECU pins on this car too.
The brakes are not hooked up, are they?
No, hit them for a while. Pop them.
They're so stiff.
Your brakes are stiff.
No, like it doesn't even go down.
Oh, they're Brembos, dog.
No, baby.
How are they not hooked up? Your brakes are hooked up.
You come and feel this. Oh.
Your brake booster's not running, my dude.
Okay, so clutch in.
Just start the damn car, but
clutch
it's not gonna...
in.
Oh my god. Will it turn over?
Do I do it now?
Will it turn over? Yeah, send it. Oh boy, that battery is so dead. And it's hooked up to the jumper too.
That was scary. You guys should have seen the look on her face.
Alright, try that. See what happens.
That's way better than last time.
Still slow though.
Honey.
What?
This car is dead as a doorknob.
You're dead as a doorknob. Alright, so I have it hooked up to a second battery and the jumper. The OEM battery is just complete trash in this car, so we should go buy a new one. But to kind of bypass that issue right now, we're going to take the truck down here, hook it up while the trucks are running. So I'm just going to go ahead right now, throw in the fuel. No, I'm not. You want to bring the truck down here? I just really want to crank this thing over for a while. So yeah, we're just going to hook up the truck so we can get this thing cranked over for like 10, 15 times just to get oil moving around. Every time you start a brand new motor, there's no oil like on the pistons and any of the bearings. So every single time you start it, it takes like 3 to 5 seconds for it to stop knocking, and it's always like the most heart-wrenching anxiety part of building a car, because if it doesn't stop knocking, you got issues. All right, let's try it again. Send it hard for the boys. If it still doesn't turn over fast, then your motor's seized up, I think.
No.
I think so. Why does it sound so tight? What the heck? Did your battery beat that? Fucked up. Yeah, you can hear it. The truck almost dies every single time. I'll go take it out of the white Evo. So, go for 5 seconds. Okay, wait for 5 seconds, then we're gonna do that 5 times in a row, okay? I'm gonna start with the truck though so it doesn't drain this battery.
Where is the turbo at?
Turbo is under this cover.
I wish you could see it.
Well, I can take that heat shield off, but
No.
you run the risk of burning your car to the ground
No, thank you.
without a heat shield.
Is it? It's not a stock turbo, right?
No, it's just stock turbo. Stock turbo is good at 350, 360 wheel. I already have a hookup for a turbo though. If you want to send it to 400, 450, we're gonna do it. Are you freaking ready for this or what?
Well, make it like. What is a spark plug's job?
It creates a spark, literally.
For what?
To light your. It is what creates the combustion. It lights your fuel on fire.
Oh.
So gas comes in, air comes in, sparks.
And then if a spark plug goes bad, then that means it's not.
It won't spark. Oh. So, I mean, they rarely go bad. They just get old and it's not gonna run perfect. If they're all like old and shitty, then it's not gonna run that good. It'll still run, but it's a brand new motor. Why would you run used plugs? Alright guys, so I did some reading online how to bleed the AOSC system with no MUT3 scanner or MUT3 scanner, and you have to do it with the car running. So that is the next step, is to actually start up the car. We can completely run this thing without any of the AOSC fluid as far as I know, so we should be good to go there. I'm pretty sure it's like completely empty. But yeah, you ready to start it up? Do you have faith in my build? I don't.
Wait, am I the one who's gonna start it?
You're starting it and I'm looking over everything. It's gonna take a while to start, and don't freak out. Don't shut it off when you hear it unless they say shut it off, because it's gonna knock for a second. Every new motor does.
I've never done this before.
I know. So unless they say shut it off, don't shut it off, please.
Are you sure everything's put together correctly?
Babe, just send it. If it's not, then it won't start. It might start right away.
Okay, so wait, if it doesn't start, do I just keep the key?
Baby, just go, and if it doesn't start, you can use it. Okay. Perfect. Did you shut it off or did it die on its own?
Died. Well, I kind of let go of it, and then it died.
Alright. Your fuel line's empty, so it's going to take a second. Go again. It might run this time. Good. I think cranking it over for a while this time really helped it out because there wasn't much knocking at all, maybe for a split second. But yeah, guys, it's running good. Ooh. Oh yeah. All right, you want to jump in? Make sure there's no check engine light. We got no leaks. We do have a check engine light. Okay.
ABS light too.
Oh yeah. Well, I had all your ABS sensors unplugged, so that's fine. I'm gonna scan that check engine light real quick. So we had one check engine light for crank position sensor B, and I just went and checked, and one of the crank sensors, or cam sensor, not crank sensor, it was unplugged, so I plugged it back in. I'm gonna clear the code and see if it comes back on. It was really weird plugging in to that cam sensor too. I'm not sure why. Is that kind of stiff to get on? We still have a code. Maybe we have a bad cam sensor.
I really love her. I think I might like her more than Jen.
You like this more than Jen? No shit. This is way cooler.
Okay.
So the cam sensor, you know how I just said it's kind of stiff to put on. This is really, really ironic, but one of those pins is bent on the cam sensor. Same thing that was happening with my ECU, but a little less hard of a fix this time around. So yeah, we're gonna let it idle for another 2 minutes or so. Okay, shut it off. We're gonna check all the fluids, specifically the oil. Okay. And then fix that cam sensor, and then we have to do the first break-in, which literally the first break-in is we're gonna let it sit here, then rev it between 2,000 to 3,000 RPM for 20 minutes straight. Okay. And you're gonna do that because it's really boring.
And then you have to change the oil after that? Or
no, then we're gonna go buy new oil, and then come back and change it.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
So healthy. There's some oil on the ground from earlier, or maybe it's just water. But yeah, no leaks at all yet, guys. I'm freaking hyped. This build went so smooth. I don't think we had any hiccups at all, did we? Other than the turbo and that one plug thing I had to make, which I hope it stays in the motor. Hopefully it doesn't pop out one day. Yeah, other than those two little things, two little setbacks, this thing went super smooth, fired up right away. Rev it up just a tiny bit. Let me see if your sensors are, your gauges are working. Okay, your boost isn't working, AFRs are working. AFRs are way more important than boost.
Well, I need boost.
Kill it.
What a clean, smooth cutoff.
Oh, clamp. Alright, let's check some fluid. Yeah, you can get out. What I'm actually gonna do, and I hate to do this to you guys right now, I'm actually gonna end this video right here, and then the next video you guys see is gonna be like us kind of breaking it in, doing a bunch of, I'm not gonna tell you, I'm not gonna spoil it, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I am going in for surgery, and I'm not gonna have content for a while, so I'm kind of trying to get a little bit ahead, and we're gonna be here all day working on this thing anyway.
You're leaving him hanging on a ledge.
I know, a cliff hanging like a mofo. Yeah, I'm going in for surgery, and I'm not gonna have any content because I'm gonna be sitting in an apartment, probably jacking off all day.
My cat.
Probably just jacking off all day. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Car's running absolutely amazing. Stay tuned for the next episode if you want to see some mods, if you want to see us driving it for the first time, And if you want to see Bobby sick dance moves. Bobby sick dance moves? That's not, that don't sound right.
Bobby's sick dance.
Bobby's.
You can't believe she runs.
Why?
She's gonna run around the house. I just never thought the day would come. It's a good day. What a day. Okay, that's enough. Come on, Haas. Let's get to work. Haas!